I'm very pleased to report that this surge operation and our work here with state and local officials to improve coordination and achieve mutual goals, as well as our efforts to address issues of concern here on the ground, have yielded the successful results we came here for.
Yes, Tom Homan, our border czar, holding a press conference this morning in Arizona, saying, it's it, we're pulling the plug, our operation there is ending. We've arrested every white Anglo-Saxon, native-born American, Caucasian, and they've all been thrown in Guantanamo Bay. This is what the Democrats are pretending is happening because of their mental illnesses. Little cat scratch fever. Got some cat scratch fever going on in Arizona, too. The big news this morning, the big development there, well, they found a glove, and then out in the brush yesterday in Arizona, they think it might be the rubbery-looking glove that the front door camera guy was wearing. And it still might be that guy that they arrested day before yesterday for a minute, because he looks like he's got those lady eyebrows, doesn't he? It looks like he's got the... What do? You tweeze them or something? What happens to those? Tweezers? Tweeze? See, that's what happens? And he looks like he's got that going on. I don't know, maybe he's transgender like the psycho killer in Canada a couple of days ago. Turns out a lot of these transgender Democrats are psycho killers, and that shouldn't come as much as a surprise. But there it is. But Tom Homan today announcing in Minnesota that... hey, we're calling an end to our operation there. We've arrested all the people we can arrest. The Democrats, they like to say, oh, no, ICE is arresting 5-year-old innocent native-born American girls who have stage 4 cancer. And they go around saying this stuff because of their brains. Their brains don't work as designed by God. Just amazing stuff. They're crazy. And the Minnesota Democrats protesting in the courthouse yesterday because a young man was arrested by ICE, a young man who had, 57 pounds of meth. An illegal alien, 18 years old, a man who was driving a vehicle with 57 pounds of methamphetamine. About 200 milligrams will kill you dead. And 57 pounds, that'll kill a lot of people, thousands and thousands and thousands. And the Democrats are angry. Oh, no, let the 18-year-old illegal alien drunk driving 57-pound of meth guy go. Let him go. And they got a young woman up in the bleachers. Oh, no, he's just a little boy. Oh, she wanted to hug him. She wanted to adore him. She wanted to get in the hot tub.
Oh, my God. It's just a little boy.
He's just a little boy. He's an 18-year-old. Age of majority could be in the Marine Corps if he were an American and a normal person. But instead, he's a drunk career illegal alien criminal, 57 pounds of meth and driving without a license and underage drunk driving conviction. And the Democrats see him as a hero like Luigi Mangione because of their terrible brains. So we've got that. And also, let's get back to our border czar. We've got our border czar holding a press conference today, Tom Homan. And the Democrats hate him because they're mental, very severely mental people. But here is Tom Homan at his press conference today announcing that they're calling an end to ICE operations in Minnesota, and he was sent there to do the drawdown and to make sure we're checking all the boxes and crossing T's and all that good stuff. And 2 people were shot and killed during operations. They were both Democrats. They were both attacking federal law enforcement. Renee Good using her automobile to attack federal law enforcement. I played the audio. You can hear the man being hit by the car by Renee Good, who refused police orders to get out of her vehicle while she was using her car to block law enforcement, federal law enforcement, immigration efforts. And when told to get out of her car, she put it in gear, punched it, and crashed into a federal agent. She was shot and killed. That's tragic, and she was stupid. And the Democrats are up there on the Hill yesterday, and you tried to investigate her wife. You tried to investigate her wife. Well, we're looking at somebody that was shot and killed during a federal law enforcement operation after she crashed her car into a federal law enforcement agent, and that happened after she refused police commands to get out of the car that she was using to block federal law enforcement. But never mind that. And then their hero, Alex Pretty, who the chicken man, Steve Cohen, congressman, can't pronounce his name, but he's very concerned about his life and well-being, but he still can't pronounce his name because there are a lot of stupid people in the world, and the Democrats find them, and they select to run for office. The rest vote for those people because they're mental.
When they killed Mr. Prete,
Mr. Prete. Mr. Prete. Hi, Mr. Prete. As Gomer Pyle, USMC over here. This guy is really something. But the Democrats, and they're out there violently attacking ICE people in the Hennepin County Courthouse because they're arresting an illegal alien, 18 years old, drunk driving conviction, still driving on a revoked driver's license. Why did he have a driver's license? He's an illegal alien. Oh, because of Democrats. And in the vehicle that he's driving without a driver's license because of his drunk driving arrest, says he's an illegal alien, 57 pounds of methamphetamine. And the Democrats are out there, oh, he's just a little boy. She wanted to caress him. She wanted to adore him. The Democrat Party is mentally unsound. Membership in the Democrat Party should be categorized as a mental illness. But here's Tom Homan in Minneapolis today holding his press conference announcing that they're drawing down, and 2 people were killed. One of them had a gun. He was out there repeatedly attacking federal law enforcement agents. That's Alex Prete. And the second, Renee Good, not good, out there crashing her car into a federal agent. He had internal injuries. I played the audio of that thud that is made when he, the federal law enforcement agent, was hit by the hero's car, Renee Good's car. Amazing stuff. But here is Tom Homan, the Borders Are today at his press conference.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude. A significant drawdown has already been underway this week and will continue to the next week. Law enforcement officers drawing down from this surge operation will either return to their duty stations or be assigned elsewhere. We will continue to enforce Title 8 immigration law throughout this nation. Prioritizing national security threats and public safety risks makes sense. For those that say we are backing down from immigration enforcement or the promise of mass deportations, you are simply wrong.
Tom Homan announcing the drawdown. He did go up there and he said a week ago that they were going to draw down 700 of their men, strong, armed men, enforcing the laws of our country, which begin with the borders that exist and immigration law, because without that, you don't have a country at all, do you? Tom Homan is, and he's a no-nonsense guy. A little bit of a gravelly manner of speech, but the guy is no nonsense, and he tells the truth, and he's up there, and now he's drawing down. And the Democrats, they turn these criminals into martyrs, from Luigi Mangione to Alex Prete with his gun, and they're anti-gun. The Democrat Party, they're anti-firearms, they're anti-Second Amendment, they're anti-concealed carry, until one of their criminals is out there threatening federal law enforcement, in which case the Democrats have to make a demented exception and say, well, we're with Alex Prete carrying a gun and an extra magazine and attacking police in the street. And I was on my TV show on The Right Squad on Newsmax. We were talking about this with one liberal at the table who kept insisting that Alex Prete was unarmed. And I said, well, he had a 9mm semi-automatic pistol and a backup magazine, and you call that unarmed. And he said, well, the gun had been taken away. And I was like, oh, I see. So you watch videos from 5 or 6 different angles, and with perfect clarity after the fact, after he picks a fight and gets into a fist fight with a bunch of federal agents while he's armed, they say, well, the gun was taken away in the fight, so he was unarmed. And, I want to put Democrats, and only Democrats, of course, they would just help all the criminals, put them out there to fight the bad guys, but the bad guys would win. That's the thing with that. And they love, honestly, if you're a criminal and you're out there shooting people, then you're in good with the Democrat Party. Let's get back to Tom Homan at his press conference in Minnesota today. And then I want to get into the Democrats with voter ID because they're such racists and sexists, and they are, that they say, oh, no, black people and women don't know how to get IDs and don't know how to vote because they're too stupid. And there was a good moment on CNN I want to share with you about that because they're nitwits. But here is Tom Homan at his press conference about drawing down the illegal alien criminal operations in Minnesota. Gosh, and the thing is, if illegal aliens then murder innocent people in Minnesota a week from today, the news media will cover it up. They won't cover the story because it doesn't serve the interests of the Democrat Party. Tom Homan.
During the surge operation, ICE has not arrested anybody inside a hospital. We have not arrested anybody inside of a school, an elementary school.
We
have not arrested anybody inside a church. As a matter of fact, the only ones that disrespected the sanctuary of a church were the agitators. However, those locations are not off the table. I said from day one, there's no sanctuary for a significant public safety threat or national security threat. But as far as those stories about ICE going into churches, arresting people in hospitals, it simply has not happened.
Well, the Democrats lie about it. What about the 5-year-old Native American citizen with stage 4 cancer that was arrested by ICE? Because the Democrats are going around saying that. And they insist, I had the liberal on Newsmax insist, oh, that's absolutely true. And, of course, it's not true. And homelessness is down in California, as long as you don't count the number of homeless people there, but never mind that. But Tom Homan saying, because, I want to draw this important parallel. He says, we're not arresting people in hospitals. Well, I mean, if the drunk Indian is an illegal alien in the hospital, he should get the cuffs in the hospital. We're not arresting them in schools. Why not? Why? Because, the Democrats say they're off limits, and churches, and you can't go to this. There is only one analogy here, and it's a perfect analogy, and that is Hamas in the Gaza, where it's, oh, no, you can't bomb hospitals. And that's because they put all their munitions in the basements of hospitals and all their rockets and their explosives. They have tunnels going into the basements of the hospitals, and the terrorists live in the basements of the hospitals. And they use, because Hamas does this, Hamas uses hospitals, Hamas uses schools, and Hamas uses mosques as their headquarters, as their hideouts, as their munitions storage depots. And then if Israel or the United States should dare to hit their storage facilities, their hideouts where their command centers are, where their senior leadership is, then the Democrats say, oh, no, the terrorists were bombed in their mosque, which is the hotbed of activity, the center of all of the plotting to murder and commit genocide against children and kidnap and rape and all that. But the Democrats, they're with Hamas. And these are the same rules that we saw in Hamas. Oh, no. And again, they use hospitals. They use schools. I'm talking about Hamas now. They use churches. Now, Hamas, they use mosques. And there was one church, I think, that was also being used in the Gaza. And it got blowed up because, the bad guys are there and there's a war on it and everything. But in the United States, the Democrats say using the Hamas radical Islamic jihadi terrorist rules. Oh, ICE can't go into hospitals, they can't go into schools, and they can't go into churches. They really mean mosques. The Democrat Party is the American Hamas. And why would you not? You're enforcing the law. Okay, but not in hospitals, not in schools, not in churches. Where else can we not go? Oh, not in courthouses, can't do courthouses, where the Democrat judges are escorting illegal alien criminals through their own judges' chambers and out the back doors of courthouses, which we've seen them do again and again. Democrats are the American Hamas. They're also tearing down American culture and history. They're also the American Taliban. I'm hesitant to call them American. But they're not the ordinary conventional Hamas and Taliban, so they have to be the American version of the Taliban and of Hamas. They're not on our side.
However, those locations are not off the table. I said from day one, there's no sanctuary for a significant public safety threat or national security threat.
Yeah, wait till I get to the Democrats and ID to vote. Somalia requires ID to vote. The Democrat Party is culturally behind Somalia because their brains are no good. Let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Rodney calling from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Rodney, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, love your show, bud.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to comment. They're saying about the Peretti shooting. I mean, the guy was on the ground. He's wrestling. One of his guns fell out. Who knew? Who's to say he didn't have two or a knife? And he's reaching. He's wrestling. He's fighting. They have to make those decisions in split seconds, fractions of a second.
Yep. Well, and I tell you, it's here's the thing about this, Rodney, is, and there was an idiot Democrat that I was having a discussion with a couple of days ago. So, well, the gun had already been taken away. Well, you know, you've got 5 camera angles from across the street from different perspectives. And after the fact, you can say, oh, there's the gun. And it's before the shots were fired. But make no mistake, Alex Peretti brought the gun, brought the extra magazine, picked a fight, got into a violent fight with them. He's on the ground fighting violently with federal law enforcement. And one of the officers shouted, gun, gun, gun. And of course, the officers on the ground fighting with him don't have the benefit of looking at 5 different video camera angles after the fact. As you said, it's a 1-second decision-making process. And Alex Peretti created that anarchy, and it did not serve him well, I think. What do you think, Rodney?
Couldn't have said anything better. Of course, you're the pro at it, but love your show. I always listen.
Well, thank you very much. You're very kind. My mother and the nuns, they insisted that I speak English better than members of Congress. And turns out it's really easy to speak English better than your average member of Congress these days. But listen, Rodney, you're right. The gun, did it fall out? Well, I don't know if it did. Then it fell out because he brought the gun to a riot and picked a fight with federal agents. And while he was fighting a bunch of federal agents who were trying to arrest him, subdue him, and arrest him, his gun fell out, and the extra magazine, and then the federal agents who want to go home to their families at night said, gun, gun, gun. And, listen, Alex Peretti is the bad guy here. He's the gun-toting bad guy. And the liberal on Newsmax said, well, that's not being armed. Borders are Tom Homan holding a press conference today, calling an end to ICE operations, I guess, in Minnesota. I assume they can't draw down completely from Minnesota since they're a hotbed of crime. And the Democrats love it. All Democrats want to be victims of crime. Why is that? Hey, Democrats. See, if you're a conservative, the phone number here is 888-630-9625. If you're a Democrat, the phone number here is 88. I'll wait till you get a pen. 86. 6 is after 5. 30. I should probably do this in Spanish or something. 9625. See, we got that. The way they say it in Ocho, they're the Democrat Party. So Tom Homan, he's having none of it whatsoever, and he is the border czar.
President Trump also deployed me here to work with state and local officials to de-escalate the intense, volatile reactions and conflicts that have unfolded on the streets here, because we will not tolerate unlawful actions committed by agitators who are just causing havoc. It's just not right. Enough is enough with this misguided, reckless, and shameful behavior. We don't want to see any more bloodshed. I don't want to see any more bloodshed.
Democrats do want to see more bloodshed. Everything they do indicates that they want to see more bloodshed, because they probably won't be there for it. They can just sit at home smoking crack and being self-righteous and indignant about all of it. Now, Mika Brzezinski was on the television this morning on MS-13 DNC, where they pay her millions of dollars to be one of the dumbest bimbos in all of television media, and there's a lot of competition for that. Now, let's keep in mind that Laken Riley was assaulted, an attempted rape and murder, 22-year-old nursing student at her campus and in Georgia, University of Georgia. Laken Riley, 22-year-old nursing student, murdered by an attempted rapist, illegal alien, and that's no problem. A Venezuelan, Joycelyn Nungary, a 12-year-old girl in Texas, strangled to death by two Venezuelan illegal aliens, and never mind all that. Rachel Morin, close to the radio station here in Washington, a mother of five, raped and murdered on a path, a hiking path in Maryland. Nice area. Illegal aliens, because the Salvadoran national entered the country illegally and then raped and murdered the mother of five. And the five children will forever, every day, suffer from the Democrat Party's decision-making. Kayla Hamilton, a 15-year-old girl in Charlotte, North Carolina, murdered by an illegal alien with a long criminal record already in place. And no problem there. Kate Steinle, going all the way back to Kate Steinle, 31-year-old woman shot and killed San Francisco, 2015. It's been going on forever. We talked about this at the time, by an illegal alien who grabbed a gun on the pier, whatever, in San Francisco. She was walking with her father when she was murdered right in front of her father by an illegal alien. And the Democrats, they do not care about any of these human beings. They genuinely do not care about any of these human beings. But they care very deeply about illegal alien criminals, and they want to protect them. Mika Brzezinski this morning. Now, again, keeping in mind that in Minnesota, we had Alex Pretty, who brought his handgun and an extra magazine, and 11 days before he was shot and killed, he was attacking a federal law enforcement vehicle, kicked out the taillight like he's a professional field goal kicker, spitting in the faces of Latino agents. The two agents that shot him were Latinos and Latinx, according to Joe Biden. And then, Renee Good crashed her car into the federal agent. And listen to Mika Brzezinski saying, the federal agents just run in front of moving cars trying to get hit. And poor Alex Pretty, he's an innocent victim of brutal police who shot him in the head. Where would you prefer to shoot him? Joe Biden said, shoot him in the legs. Shoot him in the legs. If they're unarmed and attacking you with a knife. Remember Joe Biden telling us that, said that police shouldn't shoot people center mass. They should maybe take the risk of just shooting into a school nearby and shooting kids. But Joe Biden thinks that men attacking you with a knife are unarmed.
Teaching a cop when there's an unarmed person coming at him with a knife or something to shoot him in the leg instead of in the heart.
Yeah, because of an unarmed man coming at you with a knife. They use the words, but they don't know what they mean. These are dumb people. These are not intelligent people. They shouldn't be in positions of responsibility. But the Democrats, they've dumbed down public education to the point where there are a lot of dumb Democrat Party voters out there, and their policies, their political leaders, they implement policies that lead to more murder, more violence, more rape, more crime, more carjackings, more everything else. And again, one of the stories I was talking about this morning is completely nuts, that in D.C., they hire people called violence interrupters who are supposed to be out in the street stopping violence. And two D.C. hired violence interrupters are now in prison for murder. Two of them in the same murder. And they murdered a college basketball star named Blake Bozeman, shot and killed him. And these are the violence interrupters. Isn't that great? Because the Democrats are making everything better. So let's get to Mika, because Mika was on the television this morning. And Tom Homan came out and held a press conference, said we're drawing down And here is the idiot perspective, courtesy of Mika Brzezinski, whose father was Bignu Brzezinski. He was the national security advisor for Jimmy Carter, who oversaw the Islamic Revolution in Tehran and the takeover of the American embassy. He was a bad national security advisor, suffice to say. And his daughter is just a gem of the stupid cult. But here's Mika Brzezinski this morning on Morning Joke.
President Trump's aggressive immigration and deportation tactics, what they did in Minneapolis, including killing people at point-blank range, shooting them in the head or in the back 9 times, and then accusing them moments later of deserving it.
Didn't happen.
People don't like that.
Didn't happen.
People don't like seeing people murdered in the streets
They weren't
and
murdered.
then blamed for being murdered.
They brought it on themselves.
Tom Homan.
They weren't murdered.
No. Don't condescend and lecture the state of Minnesota after what your ICE dudes, your ICE broads, idiots, untrained idiots who literally don't know how to handle weapons.
Literally.
Who walk in front of cars like boneheads and shoot people.
It's not Renee Good who crashed her car, who disobeyed police orders. She's in the middle of the street, turned her car sideways to obstruct federal law enforcement operations, having to do with arresting illegal alien criminals who, again, yesterday in Minneapolis, a violent mob in the courthouse defending an 18-year-old drunk driving, no driver's license, driving in his vehicle with 57 pounds of methamphetamine. And when ICE arrests him, Democrats gang up on ICE because of their mental illnesses. And again, Laken Riley, Joyce Nungary, Rachel Morin, Kayla Hamilton, Kate Steinle, the list goes on and on and on of people, women, the women, that were actually murdered, most of them sexually assaulted at the same time, and murdered, and the Democrat Party doesn't know any of their names. But George Floyd, St. George Floyd, also with fentanyl and methamphetamine coursing through his system, passing counterfeit bills to an actual legal immigrant to the United States, stealing, robbing, and violently resisting arrest. And when he dies of cardiac failure, they put the police officer in jail where he was stabbed 22 times. The police officer was stabbed 22 times in jail because the Democrats put him there, and the Democrats stabbed the police officer 22 times. I had to tell you, if I'm a police officer and I'm in a highly Democratic area and I see all kinds of terrible crimes going on, I don't think I'm going to be particularly aggressive in enforcing the law because I know the Democrat Party is pro-criminal and pro-crime and anti-police and defund the police. And again, 57 pounds of meth, and the Democrat Party was out there cheering for the meth trafficker, illegal alien, drunk driver, no license, and the Democrats give driver's licenses, including commercial driver's licenses, to illegal aliens. And the last time one of their illegal aliens killed a bunch of people was last week in Indiana when an illegal alien from Kyrgyzstan driving an 18-wheeler crashed into a van full of Amish people and killed 4 men, 3 of them from the same family, illegal alien who got his commercial driver's license from the Democrats in Pennsylvania. Usually when the illegal aliens are killing people all over the country with their 18-wheelers, they had gotten their driver's license in California. But the Democrats are giving commercial driver's licenses to unqualified drivers that don't speak English, can't read the street signs, and kill people all over the country. And Mika Brzezinski is not upset about that at all. She loves George Floyd. She goes and hugs his tombstone every year on the anniversary of his death. I made that up, but she might. Just extraordinary stuff. So Mika, yeah, they what'd she say? Throw themselves in front of cars or run in front of cars? That's what they do. They're trying to get run over by cars. They're so dumb. That she thinks that everybody's as dumb as she is.
Idiots, untrained idiots who literally don't know how to handle weapons, who walk in front of cars.
Walk in front of cars, don't know how to handle weapons. Well, they shot Alex Preddy pretty good. That looked like pretty good shooting there. You just complained that they shot him 9 times, and they didn't miss and shoot each other or they didn't go into a Catholic school mass like your transgender Democrats do and shoot the place up. The Democrat Party. Womp, womp, womp. And then I want to get to the SAVE Act, because the Democrats are fighting against voter ID in the United States of America, even though it's the norm in France and in Brazil and in South Africa and in stinking Somalia, which is its official name at the United Nations. It's not just Somalia. Did you know that? It's actually stinking Somalia. All right, let's go back to the phones, Michael. Let's go to Marco. Hey, Marco's there. Let's go to Marco calling from Springfield, Virginia. Marco, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, those Democrats are just unbelievable. After the SAVE Act vote, only one Democrat, Henry Cuellar, voted in favor of it. So the entire Democrat Party is all for not showing any ID whatsoever. No photo IDs, no ID whatsoever, and all the Democrats vote that way. What does that tell you? It tells me that they want to cheat. And as far as Minnesota is concerned, there was a great cartoon, FoxNews.com. They had an overweight white woman with green hair, nose ring, and she was being asked by a friend what she thought of the Super Bowl halftime show. And she said, I didn't understand a word that he said, but I loved his message. That tells me what the kind of people in Minnesota are, because it says it all. It's like they're not paying attention to anything whatsoever. It's like you're going to defend illegals. It's like Chicken Man, and then he insults the American voter base, and you're still going to vote for him? I mean, to be a Democrat voter, I think it doesn't require very much thinking. And another thing that I find very amazing is that guy Sri Sanadar, whatever it is. He's a Democrat from Michigan.
Yeah.
I was watching the AI commercials the other day, and I think he's not human. I think he's an AI type person. You ever notice how he talks? His mannerisms is like he's an AI. He's not really human, but. Again, he is a Democrat.
Well, honestly, yeah, we were playing a couple of sound bites of Sri a couple of days ago, and these people, there's nothing remotely American. And look, he's an immigrant to the United States. Great. Come to America, join our great project. It's the greatest human project in the history of humankind. And we invite people from all over the world to come and to become great Americans. But if you're going to come here and be anti-American, anti-Western civilization, anti-American culture, then the Democrats want to run you for Congress. And that's the reality.
You know how they love to demonize the millionaires? You know how they're all millionaires now? So their big thing is now they are going after the billionaires, to quote Bernie. They're all millionaires. So you're all a bunch of crooks. You're all a bunch of millionaires. So you have to demonize the billionaires now until you get to that status. And then who else are you going to pick on? But I want to send a shout-out to the people up there in New York. Kathy Hochul is running for re-election. If you're stupid enough to vote for her, you people need to have your head examined. Her running mate is a person who doesn't want any voter ID. She wants illegals to be able to vote. And it's like, you're going to re-elect her? You people really need help.
Well, okay? they vote for and they get what they deserve, but the rest of the country does not deserve what they're inflicting upon all of us. The Democrat Party is an anti-American party. And I got to tell you, the Republican messaging is that I don't even like that Washington word, one of those Washingtonisms, messaging as a verb. But, boy, I got to tell you, Marco, they could hire you and me this afternoon, and we would improve their messaging before dinner tonight.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I do want to comment on that zoo with Pam Bondi yesterday. That gave me the impression that either we win this upcoming midterm election or this country is doomed. If the Democrats get total control and you have Hakeem Jeffries there as the Speaker of the House, my God, I can't even imagine what's going to happen next. So I don't know. In New York, you really need to wake up. You got slimy Schumer, you got Hakeem Jeffries, you got just a variety of real basket cases. It's time to start thinking: are they representing you, or are they taking you for a ride?
Well, right, and they elect AOC, and they elect their radical Islamic jihadi, anti-Semite, anti-capitalist, communist mayor of New York City, who is just as fundamentally anti-American, anti-Western, anti-Christian, anti-Semite. He is, and he's very much in the mainstream of the Democrat Party today. And I got to tell you, Marco, we've got Jewish liberal self-described Americans who vote for this stuff. And I got to tell you, they're going to be building their own rail spurs soon enough. Marco, great to hear your voice. Marco, career Army. Sea Cruise friend. Marco's great American. Good stuff. Not a single Democrat is a great American anymore.
As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Islam began as something strange and will go back to being strange.
You know that Minneapolis has a neighborhood they call Little Mogadishu. It's full of Somalis. They're growing black scorpions and beetles. Big, crunchy beetles. Yeah, Little Mogadishu neighborhood in Minneapolis, Minnesota, because Democrats, and they're not making things better. They're really not. But this absolutely crazy thing, and it's all Donald Trump's fault. I'm reading about it. It's all Donald Trump's fault, according to a story and it's actually the local Fox News station in Mogadishu. In Minnesota. In Minneapolis. And the Democrat Party this is the fundamental transformation of America that Barack Obama threatened / promised. And they're turning us into a third world hole country because they despise the United States of America. Oh, and I got to tell you, one of the questions in yesterday's mailbag came up at the dinner table with my best girl last night, and she explained a thing or two to me, and I want to share that update with you about one of the mailbag questions from yesterday.